Hello, my name is Guilherme and I work in the city of Curitiba at the Mayor's Office for International Affairs. And today I'll present you the street that we have selected to be part of this year's edition of the Street Design Challenge. I'll show you now then the street that you'll work with over the next 48 hours. This presentation was prepared by the team from our Institute of Planning and Research in Urban Planning by their external relations coordination. And just to contextualize a little bit, Curitiba is a member of the UNESCO Creative Cities as a design city since 2014. And this is the second year that we are participating in organizing the Street Design Challenge. So to begin, I'll start talking about Curitiba and its characteristics. So our city was founded in March 29th, 1693. So it has 329 years. Next year we'll celebrate 330. And we have this metropolitan region that encompasses also 29 cities in an area of more than 15,000 square kilometers. And the population of this whole metropolitan region, not only Curitiba, is 3.7, almost 3.8 million people in 2022. Curitiba is a city located in Brazil, in the state of Paraná, which is located in the southern part of Brazil, so you can see that in the map there. And Curitiba is the capital of the state of Paraná. Curitiba has 75 districts or neighborhoods, and like I said, it's the capital state of Paraná, and has an area of 435 square kilometers. And the population of the city itself is almost 2 million people projected in 2022. Okay, so moving forward. Now I'll share with you a little bit more about Boqueirão. Boqueirão is one of our neighborhoods, a big one actually. It has a population of almost 80,000 people, and it's located in the eastern area of Curitiba, more to the south, right? And here we also have this little map with the coordinates of the street that you have to work with. But also in this map, we have some nice information there. So let's just go over that for a bit. Located there in the Blazornik Street, that is the street that you'll be working with, is a connection with downtown and the BRT axle. The BRT is the Bus Rapid Transit, a transportation system, a public transportation system that was invented here in Curitiba and which is used by almost 300 cities throughout the world nowadays. We also have in this area, in this neighborhood, a citizenship street, which is a place that congregates several types of public services, and it's a place where people can visit for leisure activities, but also to get information or file some sort of document or a complaint, get information about their taxes, and so on and so forth. The street is also an important connection with other neighborhoods, not only to downtown of Curitiba. So it is the last connection that people have from the south part of the city towards the north part of the city, and like I said, also to downtown. And in the area there, I don't know if you can see it clearly or not, but we'll have another map that will show it a little bit better. We have the Blazornik Street, which is the street that you guys will be working with, and in the nearby area we also have an urban park. Down there, so if you can download this PDF presentation that I'm using now. You can download it from the street profile folder that you have received in the email. So you have these two links here, geocuritiba.ipuc.org.br, and this other one, Mapa Cadastral, which is a map from the city, and the top one is Curitiba 3D, which is a 3D map of the city. You can visit both sites and check if the information provided there can be useful for your project, your proposal. It's very important to highlight that traffic is really heavy in this region, especially in the Blaise Ornick Street. That is the street that you guys will work with. I think yes, like I think the only point that I didn't cover yet in this slide is this one here, the Textile Shops Hub. So the street is a textile hub, so it has many textile and haberdashery stores spread throughout it, and it is a reference for people from all over the city, as well as for people living in cities in the metropolitan region that are closer to the south border of the city. So many people go shop there for their supplies, and of course there's people shopping during the whole week, but especially during weekends, people tend to visit the street with their families. So they don't go shopping alone. They go with their families, and it's common to see children, elderly people, all gathered in different groups, waiting outside for their mom, their dad, their family member to shop in one of the stores, in one of the specific stores, and they stay outside waiting for them. They stay outside, usually on the sidewalks, sometimes causing a little bit of congestion in those areas because they don't have actually a specific place for them to rest or maybe sit for a little while. We have also some pictures of the street and of these shops that I've mentioned available in the online folder for you to download and see. Okay, so now I have to highlight the whole street is very big, very long. So for the Street Design Challenge, you have to concentrate only in the section between Nossa Senhora da Paz Avenue and Carlos Essenfelder Street. The portion of the street that you'll have to work with is highlighted in the map to your left there. There's this brown line specifying the piece of the street that you'll have to work on over the next 48 hours. And while shopping, people go from store to store, which are all open to the street, so it's not like a shopping mall or anything like that. The storefronts are facing the street, and they, like I said, they go shop around for fabrics and other supplies that they need. So some of the needs that we have for the street. We have to solve the high pedestrian versus vehicles traffic for a more harmonious environment, because like I mentioned before, there's a lot of traffic in the street and a lot of pedestrians, and that sometimes can be a problem. We need to improve the urban design of the region, so issues like pavement, urban furniture, urban greenery, and also City Hall is working to provide some business incentives in the post-pandemic period. But yeah, City Hall is working on that, and if you can maybe propose something towards that as well, that'll be nice. So let me go and tell you a little bit more about the challenges that we are facing in this specific street in Curitiba. So I said I mentioned a bit about the sidewalks before, but they are sometimes very narrow and not much consistent. So maybe in some portions of the street the sidewalks are broader, and other parts they are like thinner and smaller, so less people can walk through it at the same time. There's no standardization of these sidewalks and walking paths in the street. And also there's no parking on the street, but even so people park. Even we know people know it's illegal to park there, but some businesses actually incentivize people to park on top of the sidewalk. Very little spaces, green spaces or green areas. No urban furniture, like I mentioned, so no places for people to rest, to sit down, to have a break. Which all turned this portion of the city a big gray area, which for us, of course, is a problem, and we are eager to see what your solutions might be to this specific situation. We know this graying effect is very common in several cities around the world, but we need to focus in changing our environment, our cities, and shift the focus from the cars, traffic, towards the people, the citizen, right? Okay, so yeah, it's a rough urban landscape, like they said here. There's also an excess of advertising in front of the shops, which you can see maybe a little bit better in the pictures that we have provided for you in the folder. The visual advertising is also regulated within the city, but local businesses don't usually abide by the rules in the current legislation. So we sometimes have some problems in spots like Blazornik Street. And also, once again, lack of pedestrian priority. Some of the features that we have here is the city has different infrastructure and landscape in its path. So some portions of the street have different infrastructure and equipment and characteristics than others, but you have to focus specifically on the portion that I have mentioned in the previous slide. And also a feature, we didn't include that as a negative thing, as a problem, because we believe that can be worked maybe a little differently than what is being done today. But it is the issue that shops usually leave their products outdoors. So they, during business hours, they put all like the textile rolls, like big rolls that you see in the pictures as well. They put all those products, and like it's even more than that, like even clothing pieces, accessories, and so on. So the majority of businesses do that, and that can be worked towards a better solution than the one that we have today. But we understand this is maybe part of their business model, so we also wouldn't like to totally discourage this practice that would maybe go against what they're used to, and would make a little bit more difficult for us to implement like a modernization project like this one you are going to create. And also there's also one bus line with bus stops along the street. So also in the pictures you'll be able to see one example of a typical bus stop here in Curitiba. In this case, this is not a BRT line. In this case, the bus just stops by the street, and people board and disembark on the bus. Okay, so your challenge here is to transform the street using biophilic design while also maintaining the street's vocation and character. So the team from IPUC has listed some of the potentialities here of the street. So we have public small areas in some of the crossroads, which you'll be able to see in the maps using Google Maps, or the map that we have provided you using the link in the second slide, if I'm not mistaken. It's a reference area in the textile business in a regional level, so it's not like for that specific neighborhood. Like I mentioned, people from all over the city and from cities that surround Curitiba go to this place to shop for textiles. There's also public improvements that are going to lead to encouragement of private owners to improve their properties and their businesses. So that is to say, we believe that if the street looks nicer, if City Hall invests in infrastructure projects to improve the quality of the street, it's natural that business owners will also improve or remodel their shops, because this creates a virtuous cycle of improvement, creates a sense of ownership towards the public space that benefits the whole surrounding community. So it's like this effect that just doesn't stop. It propagates and it grows. It's a very natural form of urban planning and urban improvement. Also, the community is asking for a landmark or a monument in the area to highlight this textile vocation that they have. So this is maybe something that you can work with and propose something for in that specific case. You can also try to create a vibrant environment in a peripheric street, so a street that is not located in the downtown area of the city, or an area of the city that is more developed. And also we are seeing from some years now that the textile related businesses are also growing. So curtain shops and like other businesses that deal basically with textiles, they're also opening their stores in the street. Well, while previously it used to be only textile shops and haberdasheries, and now we have a little bit more diversity in the types of businesses we have in the area. And to finish, this is the allowed land uses that our current law and zoning regulation allows for this specific portion of Blazornik Street. So we can have single family housing, which we do have, especially in the first floors of the houses. You see multiple buildings with 2 or more levels. So usually on the first level they have stores, and on the top levels they'll have homes, also hotels, hostels, inns, and other similar uses. Local businesses dedicated to serve either the local community as well as the metropolitan area population, and also buildings dedicated to leisure, culture, education, healthcare, religion of medium and big size. Small industries compatible with the urban environment and with low impact in traffic, and also specific uses such as gas stations and cemeteries, depending on special licenses to operate. It doesn't mean that we have all these types of land uses in the street, but these are the types of land uses that we can have in the region. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please refer to the material that was made available in the online folder. If you have questions after the challenge, you can also contact us at the Mayor's Office for International Affairs or the team working at IPUC. Here in this screen we have their contacts. But yeah, there's also a video in the folder. There's also a video with I think it's a drone video with images of the street, so you'll be able to have a bit more, a better feel of how the street operates. Also some pictures, this presentation, the street description, and some more files. So before you start working on your proposal, which we are looking forward to see afterwards after the challenge, we ask you to please review all the documents and also the concept note of the challenge so you deliver a complete proposal. Thank you very much and good luck in this year's Street Design Challenge.